Okay, the next project I want you to work on is a wheel and an axle. Okay, so I'm going to do create a wheel, an axle, and the assembly. So the wheel drawing looks like this, and I'm going to help you out a little bit how to draw this. Okay, we'll start off with the wheel. So here's what the wheel is. I would probably draw the wheel first. It's scaled 1 to 8. Over here, we have this dimension 7.75. Okay, let's see what it really is. So I would draw that as 7.7 3/4, 7.75 instead of that, and then add the tolerances. So look, that dimension 7.75. So then you double click and you type in the proper values here. Okay, so you type in 7. So here you type in 7.749 and you delete that, hit enter, and then you put 7.745 inches. Okay, and then you can move it to the side like it is here. To get the diameter symbol, okay, or to get the diameter word here, you use DIA, just do a text layer and you add the word DIA. Okay, the next little issue here is this 250? How do you bring that in? So again, you go insert here, you bring in insert the finish. Okay, you click here, you can type 250, you go okay, but it's too small, so you scale it by 8. So you go home here, you go scale by 8. Because that's the scale of the drawing, and that's how you get the 250. Again, insert, insert, and then you're going to have to scroll until you find that finish. Okay, now how do you get a blank one like over here? Well, you can go home, you can rotate this one. So let's take a look here. You can use the rotate command. You can rotate this, but you can rotate it straighter than I did there. So let's rotate it again. Okay, then you double click and you can just delete what's in there. So I just hit the delete key, deleted that, leave blank, and it just produces one of these ticks like that. Okay, in here, so you got 5 and you've got this 30 diameter, 32 inch diameter. So in here, interestingly, I made a straight line come down here and a line, and then I curved it. This dimension actually goes before you curve it. So this 5 here, so if I zoom in really closely, it's to where the curve, so right over here, where this line meets and that line meets. So I created this little, without touching, little piece here to show, so I can dimension this. It's very hard to see when you zoom out. Okay, these are all curved here, and this angle is a little tricky to make. So you've got these angles coming out. I think it tells you on the bottom. There it is, 15-degree angle here. Okay, all the radiuses are the same. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now the pin is over here. It's a different size, scale 1 to 4. So here's the wheel, here's the pin. Okay, again, this is 7.75 when you draw it. From here to here, 7.75. Don't forget to trim these lines in here. These are typed. This diameter, that's typed text. And see, I've trimmed these center lines so they go all the way through. Now, the final drawing's easy. Once you draw this one, and once you draw this one, you put it together. Just remember, diameter means it's equal on both sides. So each of these is the same. It's halfway between the two sides, okay? So let's say, so we got this and this. What do? Well, you turn off the dimensions. Okay, keep the current, okay, turn the current layer off. So now you've turned off the dimensions, and now I'm going to move the two, or I'm going to copy the two. So I'm going to copy this wheel without the dimensions. And I'll copy the center over here. And then I'll copy the axle without the dimensions. So I'll copy this axle here. Okay, without the dimensions. And I'll pick the right there. And I'm going to put this right in the hole right here. Right at the end here. So it's going to go and it's going to hit and interfere here. And now I go and I clean it up. See, this is what this looks like here. And then I clean it up here. I remove some lines and clean it up. And I make it look like that. Okay. One last thing I want to talk about with these dimensions. I'll put the dimensions back on. Okay, if you noticed, sometimes there's an inch symbol, sometimes there isn't. Sometimes the diameter is added with a dimension. Well, I've created over here, if I go to my dimension style, I've created a whole number of these dimensions style. So I've got an angle one, I've got one for diameter, I've got one for scale 1 to 4, I've got one for scale 1 to 4 diameter, and one for standard. I just created new ones all the time, and I use them in different places. Okay, if there's any questions, you can always email me, and I can try to do another video to explain your answer. Okay, so good luck with this. I want you to draw all three and add all the dimensions.